What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the Vault Pro Scooters. Today, we are here for another custom build, and I'm really excited about this one. If you guys don't follow us on social media, you're really missing out, so make sure to click the link down below, check out our Instagram and stuff like that. But this custom build is special because we're gonna be doing a viewer's custom build. So we threw up a couple polls on our Instagram story, let you guys recommend parts, and then today we're gonna be using whatever the most commonly recommended part is. So as you guys can see right here, the amount of recommendations on just one type of part are crazy. It just goes and goes and goes. So shout out to you guys for all the love. I'm really hyped that you guys felt engaged with this one and felt like you're being a part of it, because that's what it's all about. But look, it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. Okay, there we're at the end of the first category. So I've gone through the polls, I've figured out what the most commonly recommended part is for everything, and I have a list ready to go. So the only thing left to do is to head back into the warehouse, start picking out our parts, and hopefully build up one of the best looking scooters that we've ever built. Alrighty, so got all the parts written down. Like I said, you guys recommended all these parts. If you guys aren't happy with the way this custom build turns out, don't be mad at me. I went through each category and pretty much whatever the most popular or the most commonly recommended part is what we're using. So got the list, we're gonna make our way down it. And first things first is grips, and the most commonly recommended grip were Ethic grips. So let's go grab some. Another thing that I would like to note is colorway. So I left another poll on our Instagram story recommending certain colorways. What do you guys wanna see? So here's all the parts that you guys wanna pick, but what color do you guys want to see? And the most commonly recommended colorway to use was black and silver. So I thought you guys were going to want to see something a little bit louder, but black and silver was the most commonly recommended color, so that's what we're going to be doing today. First things first, Ethic grips, and I think I'm going to be going with the black and transparent Ethic grips because it is the closest thing to black and silver. Sweet. Okay. Ethic grips. Can I help you, Zach? Hey, Zach, you want to pick part number 2?
Okay, part number 2, we got the bars. We got some TV tie bars.
Can you believe that's the most recommended part to use?
Not really, to be honest.
TV titanium T-bars, black standard. Going with black since the deck we're gonna be using is black. I think it'll tie into the color scheme nicely. And since we're going with silver, I can just sprinkle a little bit of silver into the rest of the build. Chris, you wanna pick the third part?
So the third item is the most commonly recommended clamp, the tilt fork.
Where'd you get fork out of that? The most commonly recommended clamp is the tilt SCS clamp. But you guys didn't specify what tilt SCS clamp, you just said tilt SCS clamp. What is that sound?
That's our new doorbell.
That's our new doorbell?
Yeah, I made it the steel drums.
That's what it sounds like when you land in like the Bahamas, I swear. That was crazy. I feel like I'm on vacation now. All right, tilt SCS clamp. It's not like there's a lot of SCS clamps realistically. I mean, Tilt makes a few. Tilt rigid SCS. This is the SCS clamp that I personally ride on my own scooter, and it's made by Tilt. So as of now, this is the clamp I'm gonna be going with. We'll go ahead and we'll pick our fork out next. The problem is that the fork you guys recommended to use doesn't come in silver. It comes in like a slight variation. But the most commonly recommended fork by you guys was the Aztec Circa fork. So Aztec Circa fork comes in ivory, not silver. It's similar to silver, but it's kind of like a champagne. It has like a slight gold tint to it. You can see like the front of the fork is brushed, so it's very like silver, but the side of the fork is anodized in what they call ivory. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? So I might go ahead and use the Tomahawk fork because it comes in silver. I will say the Tomahawk fork and the Circa fork were pretty much head to head in the polls, both being one of, if not the most recommended fork. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the Circa fork away and grab the Tilt Tomahawk fork. But look at this. But look at how much better these look together. Well, we're missing a lot of a scooter still. Now we need to pick out our wheels. Can you guys guess what the most commonly recommended wheels are? Drop a guess, comment right now. It's River. River wheels were without a doubt the most commonly recommended wheel, so that's what we're gonna be using today. We got Kevin Austin, we got Brian Noyes, we got Hail Mary, we got Jordan Clark, we have the Blizzard ones, the Emeralds, and then the Juzzy Carters. We're going with the white on silver Rivers. Sticking with the color scheme. White obviously isn't really in the color scheme, but like it's silver. It's gonna work. If only we had the Matt McKean wheels. Shout out to the Matt McKean Rivers. Shout out to Matt McKean. All right, wheels done. We're gonna go ahead and jump ahead. We're gonna go grab our deck. Zach, can you guess what the most commonly recommended deck to use right now is?
Is it the extension?
Yeah, it is the extension. That was a good guess, wow. Root Industries extension deck just came out. This deck can change widths. You guys recommended it, so you guys wanna see it. I think I'm gonna go 22. This is what you guys wanted to see, so this is what we're using. Okay, moving on. We're here on the grip tape aisle. Heligrip was the most commonly recommended grip tape. Nobody was really specific on what Heligrip graphic you guys wanted to see, but since our color scheme is black and silver, I'm just gonna go with something that works with black and silver and is Heligrip. Okay, I think I want to go with the Hot Wheels. We have decided on grip tape. We're gonna be going with the Hella Grip Hot Wheels logo. So the last two parts that we need to pick are our bar ends, and finally, a headset. So, most commonly recommended headset, thankfully, was our Vault Velocity headset, so I'm hyped that you guys are aware of this headset and recommending it. 20 bucks, our own headset, which leads us to the last part for this custom build, which is bar ends. All right, well, last and final part, some Vault aluminum bar ends here. I'm going with silver, of course, to stick with the black and silver color scheme. Shout out to you guys for recommending these. I'm a huge fan and an advocate of aluminum bar ends. Our Vault ones are like the most affordable ones, and a link down below. Okay, how I'm gonna get all these parts in the studio is a problem that I'm gonna have to solve. But for you guys watching, alrighty, so we're back, we're in the studio. We got all the parts laid out here in front of me. Before we get to building, let's run through these parts one last time, since this custom build is so special and you guys watching are the ones that actually recommended them. Starting off on the top, we have some Ethic grips in black and transparent. We also have a set of Vault aluminum bar ends just to complement the color scheme a little bit more. For our bars, we decided on the TV titanium T-bars. These are black and standard. When it comes down to clamp and compression, we decided on the Tilt Rigid SCS in silver, and we also have the Tilt Tomahawk fork to match. When looking at what decks, we saw a ton of requests for the Root extension deck, so we're gonna be using that guy today. As far as what will be making this custom build spin, we have a Vault Velocity 2 headset in black, and whoever buys this custom build is going to be standing on a sheet of the freshest Hella Grip Hot Wheels grip tape. Last but not least, when it comes to wheels, you guys recommended river wheels, so when it came down to the black and silver color scheme, we thought the Blizzard river wheels would do the job perfectly. Those are all the parts. I think it's time we start taking apart this deck and we start gripping it up. Alrighty, so I am pumped to actually build up this scooter. I just know it's gonna come out really good. I think the balance of color is good. I think black and silver is just a really cool color scheme anyways, so you guys did a really good job at recommending that. For those of you guys who don't know what the Root extension deck is, this deck can change width. So yes, you guys heard me right. You can change the width of the deck. So what you do is you take off your axle, you pull out these deck ends, and then you can literally just take off the side of the deck and put a bigger one on or a smaller one on. You can choose between 475, 55, or 6. Shout out to Root. Let's go ahead and start gripping the deck. All right, cool. I think I'm just gonna go with that. To be honest with you guys, it's probably gonna be crooked, but it wouldn't be built by me if it wasn't. So that's what we're gonna go with it. Okay, so got the majority of the grip tape done. Boom, Hella Grip, Hot Wheels, Root extension deck. We need to puncture our brake holes. The way I like to do that is with the brake bolts themselves. I take my bolt, drop it in just as if I was gonna tighten it up. Then I use the on wrench. And what I'm gonna do is just push pressure down and spin. So then the bolt itself starts to score the grip tape. You don't actually have to do any of it yourself, which is nice. So that being said, now we can take our axle off so we can put our brake back on. So got the brake, slide that on in, and I'm just gonna hand tighten the bolts for now. Then while I'm here, normally I wouldn't put my back wheel on until later in the build, but since we're already here with the brake on and the axle, I'm gonna go ahead and take one of our river wheels. I'm gonna throw it on just because we're already here. It doesn't really make any sense not to do it. Should just be able to slide that in. There goes the axle. There we go. So now I should just be able to tighten the back wheel up. Cool, back wheel's on, and now I can tighten up the brake. I'm really cranking this down. I do not want this thing to be undialed. I want this thing to sound amazing, so putting in the effort. This thing is looking pretty sick. I think it's time we can start working on the compression, start putting in our headset and our fork, and just start assembling the front end of the scooter. So I'm gonna take our headset, and then I'm just gonna drop a little bit of lithium grease here on the top of the bearing. Nothing crazy. And drop it down the fork. And now I can push it into the deck. Rinse and repeat. Got my other bearing. A little bit of grease. Fits in nicely. I can take my compression ring. So the cool thing about the Tilt Rigid SCS is it actually has a built-in top cap. So the end of the SCS kind of spreads out. It's essentially made to act like a top cap. So instead of riding this, you just have the clamp. But depending on how tall the head tube is on this deck, pretty much as you guys can see, it's just nice and flush from the clamp to the deck, and you don't need this top cap to sit in between. I personally think that this just looks cleaner, more sleek. Take my compression bolt, same thing, just a tad bit of grease on it, and drop it in and tighten it up. Okay, so compression is now installed. Really liking the silver, it's really coming together nicely. Let's go ahead and put our front wheel on. All right, got our wheel. Look at that. I love silver. Well, bottom of the scooter looks great. Pretty much all assembled. We need to go ahead and put our grips on our bars, throw our bar ends in, slap the bars on the build, and then pretty much done. Got my bars right here and my air. Grip numero dos. Alrighty, grips are installed. All we have to do is put our bar ends in. Got these guys right here. There we go. All right, and bar end number 2. All right, grips are on, bar ends are in. I think these grips were the perfect color to go with for this. But ladies and gentlemen, all we have to do is throw our bars into this here Tilt Rigid clamp. All right, guys, and just like that, I think the viewer's custom build is finally done. Alrighty, and just like that, we have finished up the viewer's custom build. Once again, for those of you guys watching, I want to give a huge shout out to all of you that recommended parts for this build. And I really want to say thank you. It was a huge blast to incorporate you guys into this build, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again in the future. When it comes to the build, I have to say that I'm in absolute love with it. I think the choice of parts was perfect. All high quality brands and high quality parts, and black and silver is just a color scheme you can't really go wrong with. So there'll be a link down below. If any of you guys want to buy this custom build, it'll be there. Just know that it's very special. Built by me, recommended by you guys, and I hope whoever buys it just absolutely loves it. But that does bring us to the end of the video. So if you guys watching enjoyed it, please let us know by hitting that like button. Pretty much just lets the YouTube algorithm know that you guys are enjoying the content and helps us continue to do it. Check out TheVaultProScooters.com for all your scooter needs. Check us out on Instagram down below. Check me out. My Instagram will be down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.